So welcome everyone. Today we are discussing how to free the soul which is encaged in the body. We have discussed in the previous two modules, you can refer to our previous two modules, on how the soul is encaged. We discussed in the first module about consciousness. Where does consciousness emanate? Consciousness emanates from the brain. That's what the scientists say. But it has now been proved that a brain-dead person also is conscious. So again, it's thrown out of the window. Well, now let's start from scratch again. As we discussed about how they found out that certain portion of the brain lit it up to show that the consciousness emanates from these portions of the brain. But again, that's not entirely correct, because it is the consciousness which makes the brain tick. These are symptoms of consciousness. So the consciousness comes from somewhere totally different. It has got nothing to do with material body. Material body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, gross elements, and mind, intelligence, and false ego, subtle elements. But the soul, which is antimatter, this is what keeps the body ticking. It is made up of what? Eternity, knowledge,
bliss,
and bliss. Sat, Chit, Anand. Okay? And we discussed that this consciousness is emanations from the soul. It emanates from the soul, the spirit soul. That is our real identity. And we think that this body that we have got is our identity. It is momentary identity. It is temporary identity. That's why it's called false identity. Because it is temporary. Because it is our identity only for maybe 1 year, 1 minute, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 60 years, whatever the body is alive. And the soul is inside the body. And the symptoms of the soul is what? Consciousness is life. One is alive. It is a symptom of consciousness, symptom of soul. The scientists say that consciousness emanates from the combination of different chemicals inside the body. Again, that is imperfect definition, because a dead man or a dead plant has the same combinations of chemicals in the body while they're not interacting now. Simple. Don't complicate things. A simple child can ask very intelligent questions rather than a very qualified person. It's just like that king. You know, he told he's wearing the most expensive dress. Somebody sold him a very expensive dress. Invisible dress. And that person took away a lot of money from that king. The king, the fool, gave so much money to that dress designer who was cheating him to say, here is a dress. It's invisible. You wear it. You look very nice and beautiful. So the fool, the king, announced everywhere that I'm going to now wear today a dress which is completely new. It's an invisible dress. So you tell me, how do I look? And he took a shower and wore that dress. You know, the designer gave the dress. He was wearing like this, all these things. Not wearing nothing really. Invisible. What about invisible dress? It made fool. And this guy put up all these things and took half an hour in decorating, just nothing really. And he came out and showed in front of everybody. How do I look? Everybody said, beautiful king, your dress is very nice, clapping, because they have to follow the boss. If not, they'll be killed. Only a small child in the crowd said, he's naked. Then everybody said, yes, he is naked. And And the king said, oh, I'm naked. And he walked inside. How fool he was. So smartest questions are many times asked by the innocent, because they are innocent questions. And it is this innocence which will help us in our quest for spirituality. So this word spirituality has been tossed around everywhere. What is spirituality? Spirituality means to act like spirit soul. Full stop. Nothing, no complicated. Mind, body, this, again cheating, all nonsense. Complete fake business. They don't know what it is. You see, there's a difference between a master and an expert. Do you know? What is the difference between a master and an expert? I tell you, an expert is a person who speaks a language for which you should understand by learning his language. Expert speaks a language. Whereas a master speaks in a language which you can understand, which all of us can understand. He breaks down complicated situations into easily understandable form. That is what Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, has done and has been taught, simplifying the whole complex situation. All these words that we have spoken are his words really. We have learned and we are speaking. It has changed millions of people's hearts around the world, and I'm sure it will change all of us' heart too. So we discussed about the soul, which is antimatter, Satchit Ananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss. The constitution of the soul, the body of the soul is eternity, knowledge and bliss. That's the reason why anybody wants to live eternally. Everybody wants to live eternally. You, me, everyone. Nobody wants to die. And the surprising thing is, even an ant doesn't want to die. A microbe, single cell organism also doesn't want to die. Wants to live eternally. Why? Because the soul inside the body wants to live eternally. Second thing, the body of the soul is eternity and knowledge. Every one of us wants knowledge, is looking for knowledge. That's why we go to school. That's why we learn. So we are sitting here discussing these transcendental topics. And the other day, we even saw a mother bird teaching the children bird how to protect themselves. The duck. So the duck was teaching, they're flying with the small ducklings, when they start to fly, they fly up, and then suddenly she would drop like this, as if she's dead, falling down and then fly away. She was teaching the children to protect themselves from some hawks or some eagle or somewhere. Training. A tiger teaches the tiger cubs how to kill, how to eat. Same with lioness. Same with the worm in the stool does the same thing actually. So what is the difference? They all are engaged. The third constitutional position of the soul is eternal knowledge and bliss. Happy. Everybody wants to be happy. Nobody goes out of the way to be sad. There are some people who would like to be perpetually sad. There are some people. But they are actually trying to find happiness by covering it as sadness. And people come and say, what happened to you? What happened to you? You want this? You want that? And they feel very proud about it. I'm feeling headache, I'm feeling backache, I'm feeling this. You see? Sometimes you have people like this all the time, you know. They want attention. So everybody wants to be happy. This is nothing else but emanation of the soul which is trapped inside the body. Eternity, knowledge and bliss is a constitutional position of the soul. It's made up of this. So the body is made up of matter, earth, water, fire, air, ether, subtle body, mind, intelligence and false ego, very subtle. A soul is antimatter, made up of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Till such time that we have this body, and the body is wanting to constantly enjoy, we are enjoying the fruits of our actions. The body means any body, be it human body, be it animal body, bird's body, even plant body to an extent, have to have some kind of action. And these actions give karmas. Because every action has got equal and opposite reaction. This is common sense, physics. So it's a law of physics. So every body has to perform an action. Yeah. Even inaction is also action. That's what plants do. They are forced to do. Not they want to do, but they are forced to do. So the whole nature, how it is working, we have to very introspectively see. We all have to be introspective. We are all at the moment extrospective. We are looking outside and seeing, enjoying, absorbing things and acting on it. We have to see within, and that is not easy. Because the heart, in the heart, soul is located. That is the location of the soul. You see? And the size of the soul, as we discussed, is 1/10,000 times the tip of the hair is the size of the soul, and it's antimatter. So it's not possible to see even in a big microscope the soul. Apart from being the smallest, it's antimatter. It comes and goes, you won't even see it. Even the material things made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, we can't see. Like for example, the incense stick. The incense is flowing. We can smell the beautiful smell of the incense. Can we see the smell? No. It's still material. It's called subtle. The soul is super subtle, because subtle than these gross elements is the mind. And subtler than the mind is the intelligence. And subtler than the intelligence is the spirit soul. How super subtle it is. And there is us, all of us. Because it is subtle and we are extrospective, we do not appreciate its existence in the body. So today, in the last, we discussed about what is consciousness, where does it come from? We discussed about it comes from the soul. So what is the size of the soul? We discussed where is it located? In the heart. The sitting place of the soul, but pervades everywhere in the body. That's why the whole body is conscious. It's not there in the heart so that my finger is not conscious. My finger is equally conscious. Now today we are going to discuss what is the source of the soul. Where does it come from? And we are going to discuss after this how the soul which is encaged can be free. This is the final point in our discussion of the 3 modules, 3 weeks modules. Okay? Now what is the source of the soul? Encagement of the soul is where it's like a bird sitting inside the cage. You may keep the cage always very clean, but the bird inside the cage is never happy. You may even make the cage golden cage, spending a lot of money. Still, the bird which is inside the cage will not be happy, wants to be free. Why? So what is the source of the soul? In this great book, Bhagavad Gita, especially as it is by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, what does it say? He says, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtayah sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bija pradah pita. This is Sanskrit language. In the translation, it is said, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature. and that I am the seed-giving Father, Krishna says. Nobody else has said this. Who is the Father? Except for Krishna, nobody else has said it. Aham bija pradah pita. Krishna is a seed-giving Father. Bij meaning seed. Pita means Father. And he says that of all living species around the whole material creation, not just earth, and not just one universe, we have got information about universe also, which is millions of stars and billions of galaxies and so many things. This particular universe is the smallest universe in the whole of the material creation. Srimad Bhagavatam says this, if we can study this. And we can give dimensions also. You see? And this universe is one among the unlimited universes floating in the ethereal sky. In the Vedas it is mentioned that just like you see from a window in a dark room, if there is a sunlight coming through, okay, you will see a lot of dust particles floating in the sunlight. So those many universes float in the ethereal sky. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that these universes are only 25% of my creation. These only universes. So this is mind-boggling. If you are interested in physics, in nature, in chemicals, in parallel universes, everything is in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says this discussion which he had with Arjuna was 5,000 years ago in a place called Kurukshetra in India. That's where discussion takes place. And while instructing Arjuna this 5,000 years ago, he said, I spoke the same knowledge to Sun God 40 million years ago. And now the knowledge is broken. The succession chain is broken. That's why I am telling this to you. You see? So it is far out. People may think, but how can there be living beings in the sun? Again, foolish. Completely foolish thinking. The living beings in the sun would have fiery bodies. Why is it not possible? I'll prove to you. Till very recently, about 20 years ago, we didn't even know that there are living beings which can survive close to volcanic cavity, lava. It was the scientists, and which we saw in David Attenborough's documentary, who showed that there were living beings who looked very different. They were surviving close to the lava. So hot temperature on earth. Either inside of the bodies can be seen. And when our body is made up of earth, water, fire, and ether, there can be fiery bodies. Bodies made up of water also, made up of air also. We think air we can't see, but we can feel it. We feel the air when the wind is blowing. Today there's a lot of wind. Yeah. Fortunately, none of us flew away with the wind, but the wind's got formed. We just can't see it. With this body, we can't see it. And with this body, we want to think that I cannot live in sun, so nobody else can live in sun. Stupid. Like Dr. Frog. Koopa Mundak. Who's Dr. Frog? Dr. Frog is that frog who's living all his life in a well. You know, in a well? So only 4x4 well. He's living all his life. One day, another frog jumps into this well from outside. So this frog says, hey, how come you are alive? Who are you? So I'm called Frog. Say, look, we both are looking the same. Say, yeah, we look the same. I didn't know there's anybody else living. He said, yeah. Outside this well, there's big world. Is it? So yes, I live in a place called Pacific Ocean. The second frog told this Dr. Frog. He said, is it? Do you live in Pacific Ocean? So maybe what do we call this? He said, it's a very small place what you're living in. He said, is it? This small place? So how big is Pacific Ocean? He said, very big. So Dr. Frog is thinking, very big. So my 4x4 is this well. So is it double this size of 4x4? Pacific Ocean? No, even bigger. Oh, triple the size. See, he is constantly falling back upon his experience of the 4x4. He has no experience of Pacific Ocean. This is Dr. Frog mentality with our scientists who have yet to understand the meaning of life and yet to understand and see the smell which is coming, the fragrance coming. They can experience the fragrance. They can't see the fragrance. And with the eyes, if there is complete darkness, we can't even see unless there is sun or torch. With these eyes, we want to see how God is. Where is God? Just see. And we got glasses to see. Even we cannot read properly. So why can't there be life existing in other planets? This is the point to be understood. And they are not spiritual, it's material. So Krishna says that it should be understood that in all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material world, and that I am the seed-giving father. Nobody else has said this, not in Christianity, nor Islam. Here, clear definition is given by the Father himself. He says further, Yajnatva na punar moham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutani asheshani drukshyasi atmani athomai. The translation. And when you have thus learned the truth, you will know that all living beings are but part of me, Krishna, and that they are in me and are mine. Once again I read this. And when you have thus learned the truth, you will know that all living beings are but part of me, and that they are in me and are mine. Who can say this? Except the one who actually owns everything. What Lord Krishna is saying here is that all living beings are my parts and parcels. We are separated from Him. So He is original Pacific Ocean with complete Sachidananda, total eternity, knowledge and bliss. God doesn't have any work to do, although He does every work through the energies. He's always happy, eternally enjoying Himself. At the same time, through the energies He's working everywhere. And we also as eternal small parts of His separated, we also are eternity, knowledge and bliss. Just like a tablespoon of Pacific Ocean will taste the same constitution of saltness as the Pacific Ocean. But it is not Pacific Ocean. This is the point. Achintya, Bhed, Abhed, Tattva. Simultaneously one and separate. This is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These instructions. His philosophy. These teachings are originated from Him, who is incarnation of Krishna Himself. 400 years ago, He appeared in Bharat Desh, in India, in Gaudiya Desh, in the Bengal province, in a place called Mayapur, Navadvip in Mayapur. Till today the place is there, in Nadia district, near Kolkata. So we are like that drop of Pacific Ocean which tastes the water of the drop has the same taste as a big Pacific Ocean, but we are not Pacific Ocean. We can never be Pacific Ocean. So we can become godly, but we cannot become God. This is the point to be understood. Even to become godly is a big thing. Just to be realizing that you are not a body or spirit soul, and to live as spirit soul completely is a big achievement. It takes many times, many years, or many lifetimes to realize this point. But we are so conditioned, we don't even believe in the next life. We don't even believe that what nonsense. It finishes. That's why we are fooled. That consciousness comes from the chemicals inside the body. Fool. So after the dead man, what happens? Chemicals are there in the body. Why is it stopping? That is not answered. And then we have been told that first there was nothing, then there was Big Bang. And then all creation took place. Again, an innocent child will ask, excuse me teacher, if there was nothing, then where there can be a Big Bang? But no, with a big knowledge, we don't ask this basic question. So let them be. Believing in his Big Bang, from nothing it became or was created. We won't believe in this Big Bang. Let them be bang, no problem. Please, we should save ourselves from this stupidity. Please. So, after understanding this point that we are part and parcel of Krishna, who is Sachid Anand, completely eternity, knowledge and bliss, what do? The body is still engaged because of our karmas. Will it remain engaged throughout? No. There's a process to stop it. And the process is to lead life according to spirit soul. Our body has to be aligned with the needs of the spirit soul. Right now, body acts on its own, the soul needs are its own. All hodgepodge going on. That's why we are completely disgusted with what is going on. We can't sleep in the night, we are waking up, we take pills, we drink, we are this, that. If you are self-satisfied, you don't need any extra thing to make you happy and satisfied. Because you are self-satisfied. This is the point of self-satisfaction. So to lead spiritual life, the life of a spirit soul is spiritual. To act like spirit soul means spiritual lifestyle. How to live this life is the next question. Okay, now I realize I'm the body of the spirit soul, but how to act like one? What should I do? What are the actions of the spirit soul? Again, this is mentioned by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Sarva dharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam braja, aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshai shyami ma suchaha. He says this. What does it mean? He says, Krishna says, you rascal, abandon all varieties of religion. He says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. That's it. No complications. We started our discussion by saying, don't complicate things. Keep it simple. This simple. This is what he says. What does he say? Abandon all varieties of religion. Any kind of religion. Abandon it. Just surrender unto me. I shall give you protection from, I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Now, how to surrender is the next question. Somebody says, okay, I accept. But how do I surrender? What should I do? Jump up and down? Or sleep? Or don't eat? Or eat? What should I do? Here he says, Krishna says, see, he's so kind. He tells information also about this. Because he's teaching this to his friend Arjuna. Says that, Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhoshi dadasi, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurushva madarpanam. Translation. Whatever you do, see, this is what he says, how to surrender to him. He says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you do, activities, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, or whatever you give away, charity, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. We all do our work. Do it as service to Krishna. use it for Krishna. How to use for Krishna? When you're eating, so whatever you eat, you earn money, you eat. So that make pure vegetarian food without onion, garlic and mushrooms and offer it to Krishna, a deity. He says, please eat, he'll eat. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, one who offers me with love, flower, it doesn't need big feast. Flower, fruits, water, leaf. Offer me with love, I will take it. I'll accept. So this is the process. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform. We perform austerity. Boy meets a girl. The girl can't sleep, the boy can't sleep. I love you love me happens. Similarly, I love you can happen with Krishna also. You can love Krishna. You don't need to sleep there. Child is born, the mother awake, the father is awake, centering around the child. Naturally, nothing wrong with it. You worship Krishna. He's your child also. You can worship as a child. You can have very personal relationship with Krishna. As parents, you can have a relationship. You can have a relationship as a friend. You can relate to Krishna as a servant. You can relate to Krishna means you as a servant of Krishna, as a friend of Krishna, or as parent of Krishna. He is accepting you as a parent also if you want to, in Vatsalya. This is a bona fide process. This is not concoction. Since time immemorial, there are millions of people following this. Nothing invented new. Or you can love Krishna in neutral form. This is God. I love God. Or you can even love Krishna as a lover in conjugal love. Madhurya rasa. See, so beautiful. This is spiritual life. That is where we can do it as an offering unto Him. That is the perfectness which we can have in our spiritual life. He further says the process, how to love Him, how to do with Him, how to deal with Him. He says, Man manava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namashkuru mam iveshyasi yuktvaivam atmanam mad parayanaha. He says, engage your mind, always thinking about me. Thinking. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Because after death, the remembrance, consciousness, you go back to Him. No more birth and death. We are with Him in the spiritual world. Now what is spiritual world? Is some abstract spiritual world? No, we know the location. We can tell you the name also. The spiritual world is called Vaikuntha. Vai meaning and Kuntha meaning anxiety, and Vai means place where there is no anxiety. Here in this material world, everybody is anxious. Even a bird, while eating, picking up a bean, is eating and looking here, there. Eating, here, there. Nobody is going to kill me, twisting my neck. We are also walking, we check here, there, car going, closing the door of the house, open the door, we're sleeping, alarm is on, security, police, all these things are there. Even the president of the topmost country of the world has to have security around him. He can't walk freely. I thought the most powerful person of the world, meaning he can do anything. So he can just walk on the road and eat or do whatever, everybody will run away. But the most important, powerful person in the world, before he comes to our area here, his security will come and sniff out everything out. Bodyguards down, bodyguards up, underground, everywhere, making sure nothing is there to bomb him off or kill him off. And then he'll walk like this. Is this most powerful person? A beggar is better than that. He doesn't need all this security. He can go and buy anything, eat anything, whatever it is, a child. A child will laugh. Innocent person will say, what is this nonsense going on? He is not most powerful. He is the most scared person in the world. A child will say, But we, with our knowledge, oh, very powerful. He's got 50 bodyguards. If somebody comes with 2 bodyguards, he says he's not that important. If he comes with 10 bodyguards, he's very important. If he comes with 50, 70, 100 bodyguards, oh, he's very, very, very important. Very powerful person. And what powerful? Is this powerful? Does it make any sense? Is this called power? Power meaning he can do whatever he wants to do without any difficulty. Not that he needs bodyguards for doing all these things. Please, this foolishness is our own creation. Let's become innocent in our understanding of who is God, who is Krishna, who we are. The more we concoct, the more we are going to get disturbed. That doesn't mean we should leave our intelligence. No. These are very scientific. As more and more videos will be coming up, more and more workshops will be shown, they are scientifically understood Krishna consciousness. So engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. This is called Krishna consciousness throughout one's life. And after we follow the principles, our principles, then what will happen? First we say, Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. So what? Spiritual life we must admit. We must perform. So what is spiritual life? We discussed that. How to do. Now what will happen after we do this? After we lead this spiritual life, what happens? Shubha Shubha Phalerevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mama Upaishyasi. So in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. Once again, in this way, you will be freed from bondage of work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. This is freedom from the engagement of the body. So the soul engaged in the body is freed at last when he performs his activities in spiritual realization, acting in full Krishna consciousness. So in this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. Right now, every action we perform gives us reaction. There's a bondage, karma. How to stop it? Just Krishna-ize it stops it. Spiritualize it, stops it. Change the quality of it. Right now we are doing this for our satisfaction. That's why all the modes are attacking us. Mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. But the moment we associate with that personality which is above the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, it's called transcendental. So our association becomes transcendental. We think like him. For example, if we have got friends, if you associate with people who are drunkards, we are going to think about drinking. We are going to think about spending money on alcohol, sleeping, in ignorance. Is it not so? If you have got friends who are hunters, we also become hunter. Correct? These are all lower modes. Passion and ignorance. But at the same time, when we are in association with somebody who is transcendental to these three modes, then we become transcendental. Our thinking will be towards that, above the modes. Not even peaceful, there's tranquility is attained by this. So engage your mind always. So in this way, you will be freed from bondage of work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, means detachment, vairagya, you will be liberated and come to me. This is how to set free our soul which is encaged in this body. There's no other way. So the final message is that please do not confuse yourself by adding anything or changing the meaning out of these instructions of Lord Krishna. These are very hard-working instructions which Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, has written in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. We highly recommend all of you to buy this book, Bhagavad Gita, as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, and study one page a day. It will change your life, make you peaceful and sublime. Just lead this simple spiritual lifestyle by keeping God or Krishna in the center of all your activities, and you will automatically lead a spiritual life. That is the conclusion. Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada.